thought or the saying "less is more" just crossed my mind. I don't know if any of y'all have had that thought or realization that sometimes putting in a little effort can mean a lot. A little bit of effort or a little bit of a cause can have a large effect. So I'm just out here thinking about that, and that's something really important to remember. I'm always going to use myself as an example, and I know that a lot of times when I'm striving for something, I always pay attention to how much effort I'm putting in to get to that goal or dream or whatever I'm trying to obtain. And a lot of the times I come to find out that just doing a little bit less means a lot more. It'll get me further than just pressing and pushing so hard to the point where I burn out, right? There's a lot of examples I can bring in, from sports to daily life to flying as well. For example, if we take a look at the sports example, I remember when I was really heavy into football. Football that you play with your feet, of course. I was really heavy into that, and when you play simple, a lot of things happen. You see the field better, you see the game better, and everything just runs smoothly instead of you trying to do all these tricks and all sorts of stuff, and it results in you losing the ball and being tired and all that stuff. But when you save energy and you play simple, you play well. And that's something that I noticed as I kept developing when I was playing football. Even when it comes to flying, those of us that fly by instrument, we know that we want to make small corrections, or we want to make our adjustments whether you're doing an approach or trying to maintain altitude, anything. We know that we want to make small corrections because it'll make everything easier. And I noticed that really quickly. Whenever I overcorrect something, I have to make another overcorrection to try and get back. And that cause of me overcorrecting makes the effect become even worse. So you just end up trying to correct and put in a lot of effort, and when that happens, it just makes things 10 times more difficult. And instead of doing that, all you want to do is just make small corrections, and it makes life 100 times easier. And that's something that I noticed pretty quickly. Obviously, here and there are times you will overcorrect. That's natural. You're human. It'll happen. But small corrections. Less is more. When it comes to everyday life or your relationships with people, not necessarily a romantic relationship you're having with a guy or girl, but just a relationship with someone, less is usually more. When someone starts doing too much, you tend to mistrust that person a little bit because, like I said, you're doing too much. There's no better way to say it. You're just doing too much, and you gotta slow down some, right? Even food, man. Like, sometimes people eat certain things that have like hella toppings, all sorts of stuff, but then you could have something so simple and it'll taste a million times better than what I just described. So less is always going to be more, man. It's just something to think about, something to take notice to um, as you go through daily life and everything. Less is more. Remember that.